It's the final video of the year. Goal planning and goal setting video today. If you're interested in that kind of thing, I hope you will stay tuned to the end of this video. This is one of my favorite videos to film. By the time this video comes out, I think it's gonna be like the day before the new year. So I wanna start with my goals that I had for 2025. I did not make an official video for my 2025 goals, but I went through and I just wrote down the things that I accomplished, focusing on my small business. I might share some goals from my personal life in this video, but specifically I wanted to focus on how Trinity Tree Publishing did in 2025. So to start off, in January of this year, I launched my podcast, The Work of Thy Hands. Never did a podcast before, did not know what to expect, and it was actually easier than I thought. I was able to find a program called Riverside that lets you record episodes for free. It lets you invite a guest in to interview them for free. It doesn't let you do visuals. However, if you want, you can film with visuals, but if you want to actually export the finalized version, you have to pay for it. So it's just audio, which was okay for me because I really got into audio more this year. That was one of my unofficial goals, is that I felt like I was just very overly stimulated by visuals and technology, and I just wanted to be able to listen to something and not just always have to be looking at something on a screen. So listening to audiobooks, I really got onto Audible more this year, was just so helpful to me. So on my podcast, I had a total of 2 seasons with over 25 episodes filmed. These were interviews where I had Christian creatives on the channel and they shared all about their creative works. Most of them were authors, but some of them were other types of creatives. I am still putting out episodes, my plan in 2026. So if you would like to be interviewed on that podcast, feel free to reach out to me. My next accomplishment was that I revitalized my YouTube channel. I started it back in 2021, but I was not posting regularly at all over the past 4 years. I'd have monthly stints where I would just post regularly and I would totally fall off the bandwagon. And if you know anything about YouTube, that's not the way to really gain more subscribers and build a community. So I have been posting a video pretty much every single week for about the last 6 months. And I have seen a lot of growth in my channel. I'm almost to 1,000 subscribers. So that is my goal for 2026, is to hit that number, to keep putting out quality and helpful videos on all things writing, editing, and book publishing for you all from a Christian perspective. Third, I served as the committee coordinator for the Catholic Writers Guild. I talk a lot about the Guild on my channel because it's a great community of faithful Christian authors. And there's so many opportunities for feedback on your work, to attend conferences, to network, for outreach. And so I was able to help manage the committees this year as part of the Guild. Fourthly, connected to that, I attended both the online and the live Catholic Writers Guild conferences. It was my first time going to Illinois, and I'm in Washington State. So it was super fun to get to fly out there and meet so many of my author friends in person. And I also presented on a panel in person, and I presented a presentation at the online conference on how to incorporate biblical themes into your fiction. I am going to be a part of the online conference in 2026 for the Catholic Writers Guild on a panel. For my next accomplishments, I published 2 books in 2025. These are the books. They are both devotional prayer resources on the Rosary. It's going to be a total of 4 books in the series. The first book came out several years ago in 2021, and the last book is coming out next year. So that was a great accomplishment. This was my first year ever publishing 2 books. I had a pretty good track record up until that point of 1 book a year. So 2 was great. On top of that, I got 2 book awards and a book recognition. This first book in the series received the seal of approval from the Catholic Writers Guild. And this book won 2 awards. First place in science fiction novels with the Catholic Media Awards, and it was a winner in the Falling Dusk Publishing Catholic Fiction Contest. So that was just super exciting. When you're a writer, it's such a solitary task. A lot of times it can be really hard to market the books and get people to buy them. So just having those awards and recognitions for some of my books really meant a lot, and I was really glad that I was able to actually devote time to writing. Because that's my true passion, is to be able to write and publish books. And I was very busy with editing projects this year, which was of course a huge blessing. So much so that I got to work on 45 different projects this year for editing, which was another one of the accomplishments of my small business. I also joined the Legend Fiction Stories Live critique group. I feel a bit bummed out that I was only able to be part of it for a few months because I got so busy with editing projects I had to step back. But I was joining them every 2 weeks when they met to go through feedback for the third and final book in my fiction trilogy, The Return. So I would love to get back into that group in 2026. It's just so good to have that camaraderie and to have that community of author friends is very important. I also coached 8 different people this year through writing coaching. 7 of them were through Santa Clara University, where I am a writing coach with students who are pursuing their master's in theology. One of them was a fellow indie author. And then I had several other one-off coaching sessions with various authors on a lot of different topics, which was so much fun. And then one of my biggest accomplishments, which I recently shared about in a past video, is that I had my website redesigned and launched a brand new site that just looks beautiful, and it's now up to date, and it has all of my services and offerings and really shows the vision that I have for Trinity Tree Publishing moving into the future. Great, so now moving on to my goals for 2026, I would like to hit 50 projects edited this upcoming year. As I mentioned, I had 45 for this year, so to be able to hit that 50 number, which averages about 1 a week, would be super amazing. I also am hoping to publish 2 more books again in 2026 like I did in 2025. These will be extra special because they will be the final books in both of my series. So at that point, I will have 2 complete, I held up 4 fingers, 1 each. I can't do math. That's why I'm a writer and not a mathematician. I will have a completed 4-book series and a completed 3-book series, which makes it so much easier to market them because people are that much more invested knowing that they can actually read all of the books. It's also easy to do sales, flash sales on the first book in the series to be able to encourage readers to get involved in the series and want to purchase the next books. Tentatively, both of those books are set to come out before the halfway point in the year. So Blossom as Saints, the 4th book in my Rosary series, is already set to come out on February 11th. And The Return, I actually just got back into edits for it about a few weeks ago, and the book actually is reading a lot more polished and developed. So at first I thought that The Return was going to be coming out in September of next year, but now I'm thinking as early as June, maybe even March, depending. I'm just trying to find a good release day because I always like to coordinate my release dates with a saint feast day of some sort that's related to the content in the book. And once I finish those 2-book series, I actually have 2 more different book ideas that I want to start on. They are not part of series. I'm a little bit too impatient, I think, to write another series. But I have an idea for a fiction book and for a nonfiction book. So stay tuned for that when the time comes. I also want to try to do more partnerships with other authors. I want to build community and support each other through things like giveaways or doing more like podcast interviews with other authors on their podcasts or collaborations of some sorts with other authors. And I also want to go to more book events. I only went to 2 book events in 2025. That was St. Andrew's Bazaar, which I can link the video that I did below recapping that. And I also went to Alleluia Bookstore, which is near where I live. So I want to try to go to other events in person and sign copies of my books. I also want to attend at least 3 writing conferences. I didn't get a chance to attend the Legend Fiction conference this year, but I would like to next year in 2026. And see if there are other writer-related conferences that I can attend because those are so much fun. Oh, I totally forgot. One of my main goals is that I am working on a course. This is going to be my first ever course for authors. I'm not going to give away the topic of the course, but it's something that I'm really passionate about. And it's going to be available to authors. I'm thinking my tentative goal is by the end of next year, it will be out, if not sooner. And this is something that's been on my heart for a while. I am definitely an academic by nature. I love the idea of course creation, and it's really fun. I'm in this stage now where I'm brainstorming like the modules and the lessons and the videos and everything that's going to go into the course. So that is a goal that I have for 2026. And also, I am revitalizing my Substack newsletter for authors. It's called Catholic Author Companion, and I am working on a community and so many other benefits, such as a monthly webinar on a various book publishing topic, a chat support group, a digital downloads resource library that I'm also putting together, and discounts on my editing services. So actually, this is the last day that the half off discount is going to be in effect. It's $120 for the year, but right now I've been running a half off sale for only $60 for the whole year for all the benefits of being a part of my Substack self-publishing Christian author community. Go ahead and take advantage of that half off discount I'll put the link in the show notes so you can see where to go for that. And that is everything I can think of for now for my goals. My personal goal is that my husband and I have been planning to move into our first home together. We thought we were going to be purchasing a home, but now it looks like we're probably going to be renting a home, which is just more feasible for us. We are living in a very expensive state, but I'm really excited for that. That's going to be our big excitement in 2026. Also, my sister is having her first baby, which is going to be the first grandchild in my side of the family. She's having a baby girl early next year, and just so many fun things happening and taking place. And I'm just looking forward to continuing to grow here on YouTube and looking forward to connecting with you and just helping authors write true, good, and beautiful books for the world. My prayers to you going into 2026. Go ahead and share your own goals in the comments that you have for this upcoming year. Also, your accomplishments for 2025, please also share them in the comments. I'd love to hear them and support you as we walk this path together. So thanks again. As always, God bless and Happy New Year. I'll see you next year.